Hello my dear students, today we are going to learn classic social science, civics chapter number 3. Okay, what is government? Okay, today we are going to learn what is government. Okay, let us start. So you must have heard the word the government mentioned several times. In this chapter you will learn about what a government is and the important role it's play in our life. Okay, what do government does? Okay, how do they decide what to do, and what is the difference between the types of government such as the monarchy and the democracy? Okay, so we are going to learn. Okay, we have heard the word government and government. Okay, so what is government? Okay, and why the government is very important, and what is the role of government? Okay, and what is the important in our daily life? Okay, so we are going to learn. Okay, today's that the governments. Okay, and what is the difference between the monarchy and the democracy form of government? Okay, let us start. Okay, every country needs a government to make decision and get things done. Okay, this can be decision, okay, about where to build roads and schools, or how to reduce the price of onion when they get too expensive, or what uh, way or way to increase the supply of electricity. Okay, the government also take actions on many social issues. For example, it has several programs to help the poor. Okay, it does other important things such as running postals and the railway service. Look here, in every country, what happened, we need a government. Why we need a government? Because in government they take a decision and what to be done and what not to be done. Okay, and not only that one. Okay, they take all the decision, like where to build roads, okay, where to build school, and how to reduce the price of anything. Okay, that may be onion or anything. Okay, sugar or any dal or something like that. Okay, so whenever they get too expensive, the government will try to reduce. That means that is the work of government. Okay, the work of the government is what, not only that one, that work also include what, supply of electricity to every household of that particular countries. Okay, not only that, it includes several programs like what, to help the poor. Okay, that means they are giving what, that okay, the poor family, the government provide what, a cheap price, what, rice at a very cheap rate. Okay, at the rupees 3 na per kg, they are providing that especially for the poor. Okay, so like that, the government is taken many what steps. Okay, many steps, like suppose not only that one. Okay, it also include what, running of postal and the railway service. It include all the things. Okay, that means their work is what, to look after everything. Okay, so look here, the government also has the job of protecting the boundary of the country and maintaining peaceful relation with others. Okay, it is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat and have good health facility. That means the government work is what, to look after the whole countries. Okay, the whole country, what happened, to guard our borders. Okay, so that everyone can secure. Okay, that means they are what, recruiting what, armies. Okay, to look after the boundary. Not only that one, it maintain peaceful relation with other country also. Okay, so it is responsible for ensuring that all the citizens have enough to eat and have what, good health facility. That means for every sectors, okay, the government is trying to provide. That means from edible item to even the good health facility also included. Okay, that means the government provide what? Government hospital at very cheap rate. Now if you go to private hospital, it will cost you very high. Okay, so whenever there is a disaster, natural disaster like tsunami or earthquake, the government will what do? That means the government will do uh, uh, especially for the person who affected by natural disaster, like what? Providing of meal, providing of shelter, providing of what? Health facility or drinking water. That means the government is going to provide any things, okay, any facilities, okay, any facilities. So if there is a dispute, or suppose if there is a what, any dispute or committed or a crime, that means they are going to look by the government. The government has given that work, crime work or something, that means they have to go towards the court, okay, and that court is also a part of the government. Okay, that means the court is also a part of government. You have to know that one. Okay, perhaps you are, okay, perhaps you are wondering how government managed to do all this, okay, and why it is necessary for them to do so. Why how the government is managing, okay, how the government is managed to function all these things, okay. So, and why they are doing this one, okay. When human being live and work together, there needs to have some amount of organization so that decision can be made. That means uh, when if there is a human being, that means they have to work together, okay, and they have to form some organization, and they have to make what, some decision like it is good or it is bad, okay. That is the work of what, the government. That means the government have to take for the welfare of our society, or for the welfare of that particular country, okay. He is the man responsible, okay. He is going to take care of everything, okay, to all the people. So some rule have to be met that apply to everyone. That means the government also making some laws, okay, to protect what, to protect the people, okay, to protect the people, okay. They cannot cross that limit, okay. So like for example, okay, if there is a needed to control resource and protect the territory of a country, people can feel secure, okay. The government do this on behalf of their people by exercising leader, taking decision, and implementing this among the people living in their territories, okay. Look here, that means the government look all the thing, even all the resource were what, they were controlled properly. If all the resources are controlled by some people, some group of or organization, that means they are going to have profit now. So if all the resources are what, controlled by government, that means the government is going to provide to all the people. That's one, okay. So the level of government, now that you know that the government is responsible for many different things, okay, you can think how it's managed to do all this. That means we have already know what is the man responsible for government, okay, and how the government managed to do all these different types of work, okay. So the government work at different level. That means the government used to work, okay. That means the government does not look all the things directly, okay. That means their work, they are distributed, okay. That means they are forming a different level, okay. Let us see what are the level. So the first one is what, local level, and the second one is what, at the level of state, and the third one is what, the national level, okay. The first one is what, local level, and the second one is what, state level, and the third one is what, national level. Local level means what, village level, okay, at village, okay. So state level means within the states, okay, and national level is what, the central level. That means they are going to control all. Suppose for example, the prime minister is going to control all the what, all the states of India, okay. Suppose chief minister, the particular state chief minister, their work is what, to look after that particular state only. That means Manipur chief minister cannot look what, Nagaland or Assam, That means they have to look only their particular states. Okay, that means they are the responsible. Okay, so the local level means in a village. Okay, that means we have already know at our village. Okay, so town or locality. The state level means which means the entire state. Okay, like here they are given Assam, Haryana or something. Okay, so later on, okay, and the national level is one means what it include the whole country. Okay, I've already told you that one. So later in this book you will learn about the local level government function, and when you go into the next few classes you will learn about the government function at the state and the central level. Okay, suppose in class 6 level, okay, in class 6 level we are going to learn only the local level. Okay, so state level and the central level we are going to learn in the higher classes. Okay, suppose state level is included in class 7. Okay, and central level may be included in class 8. Okay, let us see. So in class 6, okay, you are going to learn only for the what local level. Okay, okay, the next is what law and the government. Okay, let us see the law and government. Okay, law and the government make a law and everyone who live in the country has to follow this. Okay, this is the only way the government can function. That means the government have to make that law. Okay, the government have to make law, and everyone, okay, living in that particular country, okay, they have to follow the rule what the government has uh, made. Okay, so this is the only way the government can function. That means that is how the government is going to function. Now that means the government is going to make law and the people have to obey that rule and regulation which is made by the government. Okay, so just like the government has the power to make decisions, similarly it has the power to enforce its decision. So once the government have made the decision, and the government also have a power, that means to enforce that decision. Okay, to make a law. Okay, after making a law, that means to enforce that law, the government have that power. Okay, for example, okay, they are giving here one example, that for example there is a law that say that all person driving a motorbike must have a license. That means everyone who is driving a motor vehicle, that means they should have what license. Suppose if anyone caught, okay, if any person caught driving a vehicles without driving license, that means he is what against the law, na, he is violating the law. So that's why he is going to fine, or some he is going to put in jail. Okay, that means the government is making that law. That means if someone is violating, that means the government have to give punishment. Okay, without this, okay, law, the government power to make decision is not much use. Okay, without this law, the government power, okay, that means if we not enforce that one, that means what the government power not, it will not become useful. Okay, to make it more useful, what happen, the government have to enforce something. Okay, so in addition to any action that the government can take, there are also steps that people can take if they feel that particular law is not being followed. If a person feel for example that they are not hired for the job because of the suppose in because look here, it says let us take an example. The government have making a decision. Okay, making a decision, and they have law. But if someone feel that, okay, if someone feel that the government is making a law, that law, okay, that law is violating by someone. Okay, if that law is violating by someone, that means um, that means he can take the help of law. Okay, he can take the help. Although why he is balloting, because he may belongs to other gender or caste or community. Okay, so if he or she feel that if someone is balloting, that means he can go to court. Okay, and he can take the help of court. Okay, the court can then give order about what should be done. That means after complaining, that means the government will decide, okay, what to do and what not to do. That means the government will give decisions. Okay, if someone is violating, that means that the violator will get what? Punishment. Okay, so the type of government. Okay, who give the government this power to make the decision and enforce law. Okay, let us see. The answer of this question depend on the type of government there is in a country. Okay, so look here, who give us government, okay, this power to make decision and enforce law. Okay, who is giving this power to the government and to make decision of law or to enforce some law? Then who is giving? Okay, let us see the answer of this question. Okay, so it depend upon the government. Okay, it depend upon the government. Okay, that the form of government. Okay, let us see. In a democracy, okay, in a democracy, it is the people who give the government this power. Okay, they do this through the election in which they vote for a particular person and elect them. That means in a democracy country, okay, in a democracy country, people, okay, give, okay, the people or the citizen give power to the government. Okay, to the government. How they are giving this power? Through election. Okay, they are conducting election and they are sending their representative in the form of MLA or in the form of minister or in the form of chief minister or prime minister. Okay, that means the people have sent their representative through election. Okay, so once the people have choose their representative, that means the representative they are going to do for the welfare of the people now. That means they are going to make law and that law have to be enforced, okay, for the welfare of the people. Okay, so once elected, this person form the government. That means that particular, okay, person they are going to form a government. Okay, in a democracy, the government has to explain its action and defend its decision to the people. That means the government have, in a democracy country, what happened, the government has to explain what are the action and what are the defend, okay, its decision to the people. Okay, and another form of government is what? That means in a democracy form of government, that means people have sent their representative now. That means the people are giving what power to the government. But let us see in a monarchy form of government, that is another form of government. Okay, that means in a monarchy form of government, that means the king and the queen has the power to make decision, okay, and run the government. That means in a monarchy form of government, the king and the queen, okay, they form the government and they're, okay, they used to make what law. That means the monarchy make a small group of people to discuss the matter, okay, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch. Okay, unlike the democracy, king and queen do not have to explain their action or defend the decision they take. That means in a monarchy form of government, that means the king and the queen they form some group of people, okay, and they are discussing, okay, they are discussing and they are forming a law. Okay, their law, okay, the king and the queen, they does not need to explain what are the action or the what are the defend, okay, and what are the decision were taken. Okay, they are not going to explain to the people. Why? Because they are have a full power. Okay, people does not send the king na, so that's why that means it is not ruled by the people. Okay, it is ruled by the king. Okay, that is the difference between the democracy and the monarchy form of government. Okay, let us see. democratic government. Okay, India is a democracy. Okay, we have already know that India is a democracy. Okay, this achieve is a result a long and eventful struggle of the Indian people. There are other places in the world where people have also struggled to have what democracy. That means, okay, India is a democracy. Okay, to achieve this, okay, to achieve this democracy, what happened, the Indian people were very struggle. Okay, that means before India got independent, the Indian people are struggling to get independence now, to get freedom. And after that, after getting freedom from British, that means they formed the democracy form of government. Still today, the other country, okay, there is in the world, what happened, there are so many countries, they are still struggling, okay, to have a democracy form of government. Okay, so you know that the main feature of the democracy is that the people have power to elect their leaders. Okay, that means in a democracy country, the people are more powerful. Why? The people choose their representative or the leader. Okay, so in the sense of democracy is ruled by the people. That means we can say that the democracy is what? Ruled by the people. That means we have choose our leaders. Okay, so the basic deal is that the people rule themselves by participating in the making of this rule. That means indirectly or directly, okay, the people is also participating in what? Decision making, okay, or making the rules. Okay, how? Because uh, how you can say that uh, the answer is what? We have sent our representative now. That means we are what? Directly involved in that decision making or to make a law na. So that is the point. So democracy government is our, in our time, are usually referred to as representative democracy. Okay, democratic government. Okay, now we are doing what? Representative democracy. That means we have sent our representative through election. Okay, in representative democracy, people do not participate directly, but instead they choose their representative through election process. Okay, so in a representative democracy, people do not directly participate in what? Power making or decision making. Okay, that means in representative democracy, people elected their representative, and the representative, they used to make what? Law. Okay, this representative meet and make decision for the entire populations. Okay, this day a government cannot call itself a democratic unless it allow what is an universal adult franchise. Okay, this means of all adult in our country are allowed to vote. Okay, look here, that means, okay, so representative is what? They are uh, the representative. Okay, they are doing what? Decision for the entire population. Okay, so nowadays, okay, the government, this day the government cannot call itself a democratic unless it allow. That means, look here, this day the government cannot call itself a democratic. That means the government cannot be called democratic unless it allow what is known as universal adult franchise. Okay, that means all the people are not allowed to vote. Only the person who attend the age of 18 years, okay, they are allowed to cast their vote. That is called an universal adult franchise. Okay, this is what? Okay, universal adult franchise. Okay, it means what? If you are attend the age of 18 years, that means you are allowed to cast your vote now. So this is the meaning. Universal adult franchise means all the people, okay, that may be men or women. Okay, so it may be belongs to different caste or religion. If they attend the age of what? 18 years, they are allowed to cast their vote. This is called universal adult franchise. Okay, before we go, so let us study one story now. Okay, now we're in the world. Okay, we have government, okay, willingly share, okay, power. Okay, look here, if we look throughout the world, the government, okay, willingly share the power. Okay, some government are sharing their power all. Look here, all over Europe and USA, okay, women have the poor have had to fight for the participation in the government, uh, okay, in the government. Look here. So in the Europe, okay, in all over the Europe and USA, okay, women are fighting, okay, women and the poor, they are fighting for, they are fight for their participation. That means they are, women are not, women and poor people, they are not allowed to participate in forming of government. Okay, that means the in simple word you can say that the women and the poor people, they are not allowed to cast their vote. Why? Because they may belong to some other things. Okay, so that's why the government, these women, okay, these women are what, fighting. Why the government doesn't allow, we the women must allow, okay, to form the government. Okay, women is what struggling to vote, okay, to vote got strengthened during the First World War. Okay, during the First World War time, okay, in Europe and America, the women are struggling, okay, to get that voting right. Okay, they are struggling during the First World War. Okay, this movement is called the women suffrage movement. Okay, that movement, okay, during the First World War, the women are what, uh, doing movement. That movement is called suffrage. Okay, suffrage movement. That means, okay, that means the women should get the voting right. Okay, the term suffrage usually means the right to vote. Okay, this suffrage, okay, suffrage means right to vote. Okay, during the war, many men were, okay, away fighting, and because of this, women are called upon to do work and what was the earlier considered men work. Okay, look here. During the First World War, what happened? All the men are what recruited in army. So what happened? That's why the women have to look their families now. So many job they have lived by the men, so they the women have to occupy that jobs now, so they have nothing else. So that's why they are doing that, the men's jobs. Why? There is no other way. Okay, so in before that, what happened, that the people thought that this is for men work, but now the women are doing that men's work now. So there is no men. Why? All the men, they have went for a war. Okay, many women began organizing and managing different kind of work. Okay, so that's why the many women are becoming what, forming, organizing and managing different kind of work. When the people saw this, they began to wonder why they had created many unfair stereotypes about the women and what they were capable of doing. So women began to seen as a being equal, capable for making decision. Okay, look here. During the First World War, that means the men job, okay, men work, they are occupied by the women. Okay, so the many people have started thinking that yes, before First World War, they thought that this is not for the women work, this is the only men work. Okay, but during the war there is no option, so that's why the women are doing that men jobs. Okay, after that the people have started thinking that why we are thinking that this is a man job. Okay, the women are also can do the same job, and they should get the equal right. Okay, like that the people have started thinking like that. Okay, and why they are making this stereotype things. Okay, that stereotype thing have to be taken out, like that the people have started making. Okay, so after the suffrage demand the right to vote for all women, and to get their demands heard, chained themselves to railing in the public place. Okay, many suffragists were imprisoned. That's why, okay, the women, okay, many women, they have organized and they have started what, demanding their right. Okay, so that's why many women, they are what, put in a prisons. Okay, why? Because they are doing protest now. So that's, after that they are not looking back. Okay, so the women are struggling to get their voting right. So this is very important, listen carefully. American women got the voting right to vote in 1920. That means the American women, okay, American women got right to vote. That means the women are allowed to cast their vote in America. It was started in 1920, okay, but in UK, okay, but in UK it got in 1928. Okay, during this 1920 1928, Indian women are not allowed to cast their vote, okay. That is the difference. That means the American, okay, are the first women who got that voting right, okay. That means American women got the right to vote in 1920. You have to remember this year. And the UK women got in 1928, okay, while the women of UK got the same term as the men some years, okay, later in 1928, okay. So let us see, let us continue. But it was not always like this. Can you believe that there was a time when government did not allow women and the poor to participate in the election? I've already told you that in ancient times, okay, in ancient time, women and the poor people who that means you can say that landless people, okay, they are not allowed to cast their vote. Only the rich people, okay, only the rich people and some educated people, they are only they are allowed to cast their vote, okay. So this thing have been changed, okay. So in their earlier form of government allow only men who own property and were educated. That means who are allowed to cast their vote? Only the men who, not women, okay, only the men, okay. In men also they should have their own property, okay, and they should be educated. Only then they are allowed to cast their vote. Otherwise they are not allowed, okay. This means that women and the poor, the propertyless and the uneducated were not allowed to cast their vote. That means the women and the poor, okay, the poor people and the landless or propertyless people and uneducated people, they are not allowed to cast their vote, okay. So the country was governed by the rule and regulation that these few men made. That means during that times, okay, only a few people form the government, nah. That means that government, that means the few people make the government, and that government used to rule the whole country. That is not a right decision, okay. That's why now it have been changed that all the people that may be poor or that may be belongs to different caste, okay, they are allowed to cast their vote, okay. So this thing have been changed, okay. Look here, in India before independence only a small minority has allowed to cast their vote, as they therefore came together to determine the fate of the majorities, okay. So before India got independence, what happened? Only a few people they are allowed to cast their vote, okay. That means they are involved in forming a government, and majority are not what allowed to participate in forming of government, okay. That is about the India before India got independence, okay. Several people including Gandhiji were shocked at the unfairness of this practice, and they demand that all adults have right to vote, and this is known as universal adult franchise, okay. So some people, okay, some leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and some peoples, okay, so they thought that this is not a right decision. So everyone has to get what right to vote, okay. So every people of India has to get a right to vote. So that is known as what? Universal adult franchise, okay. So writing in the journal, okay, Young India in 1931, okay, Gandhiji said, okay. So look here, it was written in the journal Young India, okay, in 1931. Gandhiji said that I cannot possible bear the idea that the man who has got well should get the but, okay, but man who does not uh, who has got character but no wealth or literacy should have no both. That means the only people, okay, the only men who have good rich people, they are allowed to cast their vote, but the people who belongs to uh, poor people, unliterate people, they are not allowed to cast their vote. This is not a right thing, okay. He was telling that So, or the men who are honestly walk by, okay, the sweat of his brow day in and day out, okay, should have the vote for the crimes of being a poor man. Okay, look here, the poor people who are working in the what day and night during in the sun, what happened, they are doing agriculture or any form of labors. Okay, why they are not getting? Because they are doing the real work now. So why they are not getting the voting right? They should get. Okay, that was written in the Young India Journal in 1931 by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, that's all for chapter number 3. Okay, thank you.